Hey guys, MichaelBtheGameGenie here. Thank you so much for checking out the video. A lot of you guys may remember CES 2023 Arcade1Up announced the deluxe line of cabinets. And when they first announced them, there wasn't just 3 cabinets coming out, there was actually 4, as a Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe dedicated cabinet was unveiled during CES, but it never came out. However, we have some new information that shows that it may still be coming, and it may be available at retail very soon, and I'm going to tell you more about it right after this. So that's right guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about the once thought cancelled Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe cabinet from Arcade1Up, and like I mentioned, I've got some new information to show that this cabinet isn't in fact cancelled, and it may be available at retail really soon. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate your support. If this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that YouTube stuff. So you guys may remember my coverage of CES 2023, where Arcade1Up announced the new Infinity game board, the Wheel of Fortune Casino-cade, and what was more exciting to everybody was the Arcade1Up Deluxe line. And here you can see the Ms. Pac-Man Arcade1Up Deluxe cabinet, which was heavily featured in the advertising, but unfortunately never ever came out when the Deluxe line was released, as there was a Class of 81 Deluxe instead. Now, most people weren't too upset about this, as Class of 81 was coming out, in many people's opinion, one of their favorite Arcade1Up cabinets to date. It brings a new form factor with that slanted screen and, of course, riserless cabinet form factor, so people were pretty excited about this. Me personally, I never liked this arcade. I don't like the fact that it's mismatchy, one side being Galaga, one side being Ms. Pac-Man. I always wanted either a Galaga or a Ms. Pac-Man dedicated cabinet. To me, this has always screamed more swimming pool, early 2000s, than it does real arcade nostalgia. So if you go to the Arcade1Up website now, you can see the 4 official deluxe cabinets currently available at retail. We've got the Fast and the Furious, which was unveiled in the instruction manual early for the deluxe cabinets, but we've also got 3 of the 4 that were announced at CES. We've got the Class of 81 Deluxe, of course we just looked at the video, the Pac-Man Deluxe cabinet, and of course the Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe cabinet, the one that I was really excited for. Apparently it's not coming to Canada. Hopefully that changes in the near future, but those are the 4 deluxe cabinets that we currently have available at retail. But me personally, I was really disappointed because unlike the Class of 81, I really thought the Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe was probably the nicest looking of the Pac-Man cabinets, and I was really excited to get it. But unfortunately, as we found out through episode 1 of Arcade1 Update, unfortunately, the Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe had apparently been cancelled, as Arcade1Up felt that with already a Pac-Man Deluxe and a Class of 81 Deluxe, there might be a little market saturation with also releasing a Ms. Pac-Man cabinet. So we were told the cabinet was cancelled. Not 100% canceled, as there was a possibility they may release it in the future, but we didn't know how soon that would possibly be. Well, fast forward to last night, I actually got a Twitter notification from a follower of mine, really good guy in the community, J. Scott Gray, sent me some Import Genius port data on some new Arcade1Up cabs coming into the ports. Now I know Arcade1 Update show or whatever it is going to make fun of me on this, show the clip of the Rexer show saying I don't read the port data. I'm not subscribed to this, but people send me this stuff and I do think it's somewhat interesting. So according to J. Scott Gray and the port data, 3,000 Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe hit the port yesterday. I guess they're finally going to offer it alongside Class of 81 Deluxe. So it looks like 3,000 units of Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe have hit the port. So you can see the information there. There's the bill of lading and arcade video games PO item Miss P A3. And over here, there's the container numbers. So according to this, we are in fact getting the Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe cabinet finally, and that 3,000, that seems to be the magic number for a production run on an Arcade1Up cabinet. So it looks like Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe is in fact finally happening. Now, me personally, I'm super excited about this. Of course, I love when these arcade cabinets recreate the actual look and feel of the arcade. I've got some pictures up from the original press release when this cabinet was first announced. In my opinion, next to Mortal Kombat 2, this is the cabinet I was the most excited about with the January announcements. You take a look at the control panel, there's the screen, very good look at front down. And then we take a second, we wait for this to load up. There's the cabinet front on, the Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe, hopefully with a new upgraded marquee. We know sometimes those black marquees and Derek marquees with Arcade1Up have some noticeable light bleed. This is a new front panel. Hopefully there's no light bleed with it. It's got that awesome tilted back, screen and bezel, that section, which is more accurate to the original arcade. However, this control panel is a lot smaller, and with, some of the people out there saying the Tornado Terries and replacement joysticks won't work on this cabinet for those of you who like the mod because of the fact that the control panel is so small. So sorry about that, but you can see the control panel line up there. So guys, here's the side view of the cabinet. I will say the art does look a little bit small on it. Typically these ghosts and this side would be a lot further down the cabinet. As we know with Arcade1Up, one of their licensing agreement is they can't stretch or modify the side art, the image. They have to show it in its correct aspect ratio. So one of the reasons the side art looks so small on the cabinet is the fact that the cabinet is so thin compared to the original cabinet, and the cabinet art has to be a little bit smaller. So while it is a recreation of the original cabinet, it's not perfect as they are stuck with that limitation, but I still think this looks really good. I love the front panel. Let's go take a look at the other side, and the other side is the same again. So unlike the Galaga, we don't have a half and half marquee, and then we don't have the different side art on the side. Me personally, this is what I like to see from Arcade1Up, recreations of the original arcade as close as they can approximate with the limitations of their cabinet and the fact that they're not really super trying to recreate original arcades. They're making facsimiles that are good in the 3/4 scale, creative furniture that you can play games on and have fun in your home, and I absolutely love the look of this cabinet. This is a deluxe cabinet. I have to say I'm pretty excited to get. Hopefully this one will be available in Canada. Anyways, guys, that's just my quick update for today. It looks like the Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe that was announced at CES back in January is finally going to be officially announced in the very near future and available at retail. You know the way this works. Once something hits the ports, usually comes out available at retail about a month later. That's how long it takes to clear. Sometimes sooner. Might be 2 weeks, might be a month, but we can assume this is one of the next announcements coming from Arcade1Up in the very near future. Now, will this just be a standard deluxe cabinet coming in at the price point $499, or have they moved it to the Vault Special Edition, and will this be more expensive? Only time will tell, but where it was announced during CES and where this is, another re-release, I bet you guys are excited about that, and especially a Pac-Man. Hopefully it's at that $499 price point, and hopefully it comes to Canada, and I can get my hands on one. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe cabinet finally being released? Are you glad that this one wasn't canceled like we thought at CES or shortly after CES? And are you planning on picking one up? Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you guys next time.